All right, guys, I'll keep going now. Some of you are discussing Atalanta midfielder Ederson today, who has apparently been linked with Liverpool. And unfortunately, people are discussing it on the Cop Talk VIP members website because they don't know, where it's originating from, where it's coming from, etc., etc. And what we're going to do in this video is go over the Ederson, reporting and see what's what, see what the crack is, right? So it's going to be a bit of a, difficult video in the sense I'm going to have to look at a few different things. Now, I have run this by Dave. Dave's my AI assistant. It's not just AI, thrown at AI. Dave's been trained specifically over the last year to analyse football news articles, the journalists that write them, including the Twitter twats that write them, and the various blogs and websites, newspapers, that publish them. And we keep a log of key people that we discuss on here quite often. So they could be credible journalists or Twitter twats, right? So we can keep an eye on exactly what they say and so on. So you know the drill if you're a regular around these parts. So Dave's going to give his opinion about stuff. So for example, today we have a headline here on a website called Anfield Watch. It's a poor website. Lots of advertising. I don't know if you can see it. Actually, some of it is slightly off screen there. But why does that matter? Because I always think that when you visit a website you maybe don't know too much about, judge it by its advertising. Websites have to carry advertising. Bills have to be paid. I know that more than anyone. I've run this one here behind me for almost 30 years. But there's no advertising on my members' website, just saying. But the more adverts, right, I find the more bullshit, because that's the incentive to get you to their websites, right? So the headline on here, Liverpool get chance to sign spectacular, in capital letters. Look, let me just show you there. Look, spectacular Brazil midfielder for only £26 million. And there's all the blurb in here, but we can scroll down. Okay, keep going, keep going, keep going. Right, here we go. Now, I'll come back to this in a moment. I want to jump over here to this website, Football 365. It's been on the go for decades, from around when Cop Talk started. At that period, Football 365 were around there. In fact, Cop Talk picked up an award from them around them right back in the day. So what's the headline here, guys? What we're dealing with? Liverpool gives Slot 2 more matches as Ederson, Semenyo, January transfer updates emerge. I've looked at this previously. I'm going to scroll down to the bit that I want to go to. It's here. Okay. A reliable account on X made up of 5 elite reporters claims the next 2 matches are now vital for Arne Slot's future. And it says here, the account wrote. Now, the account, of course, is Indy Kaela, okay? Which I'm sure many of you have heard about before, okay? It's more of a parody account, but, the kids believe it, and the grown-ups that, maybe I've got a few brain cells missing, want to believe the shit that goes on this account. And this says, exclusive Liverpool updates, and then there's the emoji there to appeal for the youngsters, which is a bomb about to explode. Arne Slot's job still on the line. The next 2 games are vital. Liverpool eyeing January move for Atalanta midfielder Ederson. That's relevant to this video. Manchester City must sell marquee player to sign Semenyo. This still leaves LFC as favourites. Currently is a get-out clause, in my opinion. Currently, okay? So, you've got a rough idea of what's going on here. So, Indies post this shit. Football 365 post that shit. And then this site here, Anfield Watch, are now going on about Ederson. Right, so it's all intertwined. Okay? Now, they mention an interview with Cadena SER, that's a radio station here in Spain, from Ederson's agent, right? Now, what date was this article published on here? One moment. I told you it would be a difficult one to follow, but there's a lot of stuff, and it's all intertwined. 1st of December, yesterday, 8:30 p.m. Yesterday, 1st of December, Indy, 11:30 p.m. After the shitty Anfield Watch, is it called or something, right? So I just need you to see how close they are to each other in terms of the claims that they're making, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to look at what the analysis Dave has come up to with regards all of this. And it's important. So, because all of the Ederson stuff has come a couple of days after I found this out myself earlier. Oh my God, why do I keep saying after and stuff like that? After Ederson's agent started speaking a bit vocally, started, chirping that his client would be, up for a move here and there and shit like that, or would be suited at certain places. And if you go back further to October, Ederson himself has started saying, the Premier League, yeah. He kind of asked himself a question, the Premier League, yeah, I mean, I could play in that kind of thing. Now, Ederson was a genuine transfer option for Liverpool a couple of seasons ago, I think, a couple of summers ago. I remember speaking about him a lot. Liverpool didn't follow up at the time. So it's convenient for Liverpool to be linked with him because we obviously know there was a genuine interest before. I hope you're still with me so far. Okay. So Dave said here, this one is actually interesting because for once there is something happening in the real world around Ederson. But of course, Indy still manages to handle it in the most Indy way possible. And we know that you know the tweet, I've read it to you, I don't need to read it again surely. But basically, Liverpool are in January move for Atlanta midfielder Ederson. Let's break down the claims, says Dave. Claim 1. Slot's job is on the line. The next 2 games are vital. This is the football equivalent of saying the weather may change tomorrow. Every struggling manager's next 2 games are vital. And it's billed as an exclusive. Completely safe, impossible to verify internally, impossible to falsify later. Classic Indy hedge content. Remember, hedging is very important because when you hedge, you've got get-out clauses, etc., etc. You know that, guys, right? Claim 2, Liverpool eyeing January move for Ederson. This is the only worth talking about. The only part worth talking about because something actually did happen in real football. Ederson's agent, Andre Curry, on the 28th of November on Cadena SCR said Ederson is adaptable to Barcelona. His contract is expiring. This is important. Atalanta refused previous large offers. Price could drop from 60 to 75 million down to 30 to 40 million. And he expects the transfer to happen in winter or summer. That is the agent, right, of Ederson saying this. So I need you to think about this. The agent said this a few days ago. This is big, actual, on-the-record material. It's not Liverpool specific, but it puts Ederson firmly in the transfer conversation. So what does Indy do? Exactly what we'd expect Indy to do. He jumps on the trend. He names a big Premier League club. He makes it sound exclusive, but provides no evidence, no numbers, no context. And remember, Anfield Watch, they went with the quotes from the agent prior to Indy, and then Indy came out with the exclusive after that. And then you've got outlets like Football 365, which some people might think is credible, but it isn't. Then amplifying the message. So Indy jumps on the trend. He names a big Premier League club. He makes it sound exclusive, but provides no evidence, no numbers, no context. This is how he piggybacks off real information to create fake exclusives. Nothing in his post shows he knows more than what Ederson's agent has already said publicly, what every major paper in Spain and Italy will now be reporting, and what anyone with internet access already knows. Now, the third claim was Manchester City must sell marquee player to sign Semenyo. This is nonsense, and it's convenient nonsense, says Dave. City don't need to sell anyone to sign anyone. Financially, they are a monster. The claim is unprovable either way. If Semenyo joins Liverpool, see, told you. If Semenyo joins City, they must have sorted it. If Semenyo joins nobody, talks collapse. 100% protected claim. And you see the patterns with these so-called ITKs all the time and the hedging and the get-outs, right? We're yet to go over one, I think, where there hasn't been a get-out, And I hope you guys that have been here for a long time are realising that now. He ties it into Liverpool's favourites tag again, unprovable, open-ended, a perfect hedge. The reality, the Ederson angle is why he jumped. Your timing is way too tidy. It's too suspicious. The 28th of November, Ederson agent says, contract's expiring. Transfer likely winter, summer, price dropping. He's a top-level player. Barca mentioned. The 1st of December, Indy says Liverpool want him. January move exclusive. It's not exclusive, it's opportunistic. He watches the agent interview, sees the quotes, thinks big Premier League clubs will be linked and picks the club with the most engagement potential, Liverpool. He doesn't even pretend to add details. No fee, no contact, no source, no timeline, no negotiation info, no Atalanta stance, no Liverpool stance, no slot stance. It's Liverpool eyeing the weakest possible wording that still sounds like news. The verdict, the pattern is blatant. The entry is a classic example of a real news story appears, agent interview. Indy piggybacks 48 hours later, as does others. He picks Liverpool to maximise clicks. He adds no original info. He pads it with the slot crisis, Semenyo and City to boost drama. All claims are structured to never be disproven later. There is zero evidence this is a Liverpool-led move. There is massive evidence. He saw the agent quotes, which were also highlighted by Anfield Watch, and jumped on them. And the Semenyo and slot lines are just recycled hype, as we know. This exclusive exists only because Ederson's agent spoke publicly 2 days earlier. Indy didn't break anything, he reacted to it. He's done this pattern countless times. Wait for real-world movement, react, add Liverpool, add drama, make it sound exclusive, keep it vague, keep the get-outs, and let fans argue amongst themselves. This isn't journalism, it's engagement strategy. Now, when you think I don't care about Manchester City and Semenyo or anything like that. We know Semenyo is available. We know there's a contract release clause, and we know that it's only available for a certain amount for a short, limited time. So therefore, serious Premier League clubs are going to be sniffing around him, especially Liverpool, right? This isn't exclusive stuff to me. We've spoke about Semenyo for a long time. And, I think I did some research on the Semenyo stuff. I think he was first linked with Liverpool credibly in October 2024. And the thing is, what you see with a lot of these blogs and websites and Twitter twats is coming out with things that are just obvious. Do you know what I mean? Obvious to you and I, surely, depending on whether you're a long-term viewer of my channel or not. If you are, I'm sure by now you're like, I see what you mean, though. We don't really see these people coming up with huge, genuine exclusives. There's always a hedge. There's always something there. I don't think I've done a very good video, to be honest with you, but it's very difficult when there's 2 or 3 different things that you need to piece them all together. Because what happens is people will go on my members website, for example, which has popped off my screen for some reason. They'll go on my members website, for example, and I think I'm not sure where it is, but it was mentioned earlier. I won't waste your time. But if somebody went on the members website and said, shit outlet says this, most people would go, oh, well, you don't listen to them, do you? Football 365 is quite an established website. But as you can see, it's still placid in advertising. And we've got someone here, referring to Indy as a reliable account on X made up of 5 elite reporters and what the account wrote. Now, Football 365 aren't bothered about the credibility or anything, because what they've done here is they've created a headline that's very clickable, right? Very clickable. Liverpool gives slot 2 more matches as Ederson Semenyo January transfer updates emerge. In itself, it's a disclaimer. So the whole article is based on what somebody else said, but drives traffic to them. And if anyone pulls them, go, no, we're not saying it. We're saying what they said. Do you get the drift? And then if you trace it a little bit more, obviously you've got Indy last night, making this exclusive, which actually came out after the Anfield Watch stuff, which included the quotes from the agent from a couple of days ago. You see what I mean? So the agent's chirping, oh, he's up for a move, blah, blah, blah. Anyone with any intelligence, if you know what you're doing with this shit, I could do this easily, right? I could think to myself, right, the agent's saying that, right? So Liverpool were interested in him a couple of seasons ago. So that's perfect, and he's cheaper, makes sense. Let's do it. And I could bullshit you with that. It's so easy, guys. It really is. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether you listen to what Dave says in the analysis. It doesn't matter if what I've said in the analysis. What matters is you now know where this shit's coming from, because I've got a Cop Talk VIP member on here that I need to put right that said, oh, I've heard we're in for Ederson, right? Now, Liverpool could have an interest in Ederson, but the point is, I need to go now and say, this is where it's coming from, because that changes everything. All right, guys, I will leave it with you. I'm feeling a bit tired, so I'm going to knock off now. I don't know why. I just don't feel well. My eyes are fucking mincing. I don't know. I don't feel on form last few days, to be honest with you. So I don't think I've done a very good job with this video. I do apologise. If you did find the video informative, please thumbs up the video. Please drop me a comment. There's a love out under the video, which is a super thanks. It helps my channel. Cheers. There's also a link in the video description. If you click on description to Revolut, which is my beer fund for Saturday. Hopefully I will get out for Saturday. But yeah, I'm not feeling too good today, guys. I'm gonna knock off for a little bit. Oh, I'll be live on here tonight at 6, all being well. All right, so I don't know. You see my eyes, man. I'm really sore today. All right, leave it. Anyway, basically, it's just a load of shite. I should have maybe just said that in the first 30 seconds. All right, guys, take it easy.